Hello and welcome to Midwest Motorsports GT4 Series Tuesday night road racing. Welcome everybody. I'm James J. This is race 3 of the season and our first ever Midwest Motorsports endurance race. We're going to go green flag racing for 1 hour and 40 minutes tonight. The cars have qualified already. Brian Coxon puts it on the pole in the McLaren. Ian Branval in the Aston Martin outside the front row. Congratulations to those guys. Max Bauer, last season's GT4 champion, and he actually got second place in this race last season at this track. Starts on the second row beside Josh Bloom in the Mercedes. Cars are rolling off as the rest of the field is going to come in behind us. We're very excited to have a full field of cars tonight, over 30 cars. We're going to go for an hour and 40 minutes. Brian Coxon's ready to get this race underway already. Tightens up to the safety car, and we're going to go green flag. On the timing tower, the blue drivers are on the pros. The red color designations are the AMs. Brian Coxon starts us off at turn 1. So we go up behind the blimp, you can see the action in turn 1. Oh, look at that, as everybody tries to make it clean. It's a very tricky turn 3 as we start the S's. Brian Coxon leads Max Bauer, who's got around Max Branval there. And then Jason Phillips, he's up from 5th from the 3rd row, while Josh Bloom's in the Mercedes drops down position. Once again, I'm James J. I'm joined by Aaron Holroyd. Aaron, you got me?
I do, sir. How are you doing?
I'm great, man. I don't know if you did a refresher on last season's race, but if you remember, it was pretty exciting. What do you think we're going to see today?
Well, I think Max Bauer's going to be a little bit happier tonight as the main instigator from last season's race. Sam Hubbard's not in tonight, so he's not going to have to worry about that happening again, as there was a second to last turn little dive move that Hubbard put on there.
That's right. Right here where we are, Sam Hubbard licked the stamp and sent it and got Max Bauer after Max led the whole race.
Yeah, and I mean,
right about the same spot, and you were there with me to call it.
That's right.
Finished the first lap.
Looking at it now, I mean, he might not have Sam Hubbard, but Max Branval, he's looking pretty hungry. So he had the break-ins in a little bit later than Bauer did. Maybe it was draft effect or not, but he's looking to make some moves as well. So we got these guys running pretty close tonight. We have a couple of noticeable people are not in right now. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if I see Michael Odell tonight, who is one of the guys here from last season who did really well at this track too. He ran with Max and Sam for a hot while until he started falling off. So we'll see what goes on. We got a couple new faces here tonight. Oh, Michael Odell is in, but he's not in World. It said he's out. Oh no! I wonder what happened to his car.
It's like both Odells might be out. It's all good.
Robert's on track.
Is he? All right, that's good to know. Good to see Robert. We'll try to find out what happened to Michael. Looks like everybody's single file now. You can tell the road map to your right, all of those little M&Ms going around the track. Once again, the blue ones are the pros, the red ones are the AMs. Very clean racing. No, looks like one guy got off deep. Let's do a lap with Max Bauer. What do you think? I'll do a full lap. This track is right up the street from me. We'll start the lap after coming down the hill past the pit straight. Pit lane's on the right. Support paddock pit lane on the left. Turn 1, a little bit of banking, but easy to go too far left. Turn 2, you aim for that tree. Hard curb on the right. Take a lot of that curb. Help get the car rotated for the beginning of the S's. And the road just falls away here. Easy for the car to understeer, especially as the tires wear. Very important turn uphill left. Turn 5 using all the exit. There, easy to get that wrong as well as the sand trap comes up quickly. Turn 6 and 7, 2 right-handers in a row. The first one, you have some camber in the road to help you. The second one flattens out and really 90 degrees, almost more than 90. degrees onto the longest back straightaway here. You want to try to get as much of a slipstream as you can behind the guy in front of you, if you have anybody in front. And the biggest passing zone, we're going to see the most passes down into this left-right chicane that was added in the early 1990s. There used to be a straight shot called the dip, where they did not do this short right-left chicane before coming up the hill, red in the middle, over the crest. Again, road falling away, and that completes a lap for turn 12. Not quite flat out. Max Bauer had a light lift there, but top gear. And once again, back to turn 1. Missed the apex there a little bit, but lightens it up for turn 2. And you can see the field starting to spread out now, the top 5 breaking away from the rest of the field.
That's right. You have Travis Rowe. He's currently the, if I'm not mistaken, he's the overall points, or he's up there. He's in tied for P3 with Max Brandval. So you got your third place driver, your sixth place driver. Those guys are currently tied with 1,900 points, separating them by 50 points from, Mike O'Dell and David Stark are the leaders of the series. And you got Max Brandval and Travis Rowe, who are 3 and 6. And Brian Coxon, who is a winner of the series, currently leading right now. Let's see if he can get himself a second win, or if Max Bauer's going to take that win and get his first of the season with this big field we got tonight.
Yeah, and, it looks like everybody's still staying together. The first lap is usually the most chaotic, with Midwest Motorsports rules on incidents on the first lap being reviewed. All 4Xs being reviewed really keeps it clean, and people can kind of drivers can settle into a groove for this hour and 40-minute endurance race. And it really helps keep the field tight and clean, and a lot of time to make moves. Kind of just get in a groove, warm the tires up, not take any chances and not ruin anybody's race. But it looks like Ian Bakaitis, is that him back there, or is that Dan Gish all the way in the back by himself? 46, that Brendan Thayer, maybe?
That's the 32. That would be the 32 of... Oh, no, maybe that's 32nd on track. Okay, that would be Chris Wolverall. Yeah.
Gotcha. Whoa, we got some action here. Luis Carmona.
Did he get the business, or did he give the business? It looked like Nicholas Calguru kind of got in there from what I saw when I looked up.
Yeah, thanks for taking us to the middle here, Adam. Oh, it's Christopher Hopper in the purple car, Luis Carmilla, and then Calguru in this gold BMW. Let's see what happens. Christopher Hopper has the optimal line, or the inside line for turn 3. He's carrying a lot of speed here, along with Calguru. Carmina may not have seen Calguru come inside him, and elbows up at turn 3.
Yeah, that's right.
So Christopher Hopper's able to get away with that one.
Yeah, Calguru did have the preferred line, so I don't see any hard feelings. Not just a nice racing incident, and as the new guy finding his way around some of these guys that have been here for a season or two. So, fortunately for both of them, nobody had a hard fallout. Luis did lose a couple positions there, but nothing too far to come back from.
That's right. They both survived. One of our leaders in the Oval Series, the Trucks and the Cup, Albert Williams, joining us on the Road Series.
Oh, we have an accident popped up. Ian, I'm sorry to cut you off. Ian Brandval, he took a big crash.
Max Brandval?
Max Brandval, I'm sorry, yes.
That is P3, so coming down the S's, just coming into turn 5, just gets it wrong, gets loose. Where does he go? Does he stay driver's left? That's Jason Phillips right behind him. So he stays driver's right. Thankfully, right off the nose. Great shots. Great camera. Josh Bloom barely misses him too. But Max Brandval goes from 2nd down to 6th. He's able to recover it. Now he's under pressure from Justin Thaler as they go down the back stretch. And Travis Rowe, your points leader, up ahead. Your winner from Laguna Seca. So Max Brandval did a half spin in turn 5. And He's still trying to stay off Justin Taylor. Too wide through turn 12. That doesn't happen very often. Great car control by both of the guys. Max Brandval showing his very high iRacing rating, and shows why. Justin Thaler knows how to go too wide around every corner and definitely left some room for Max Brandval there. That was great driving by both of them. And I think Justin's going to wait for a better opportunity to force a pass as we're coming up on 10 minutes down of this, like I say, hour and 30 minutes, 90 minutes left.
Yeah, coming with race control, both Phillips and Blum did not even make contact with Brandval, so they both got away with a 0x on that one, which could have been more. They could have easily had a 4x come out of that, and we had the thing lined up again. Looks like Brandon Thayer might have had some trouble. He's falling down the pack, losing a few spots. He's down 12 positions from his start. We'll see what happened to Brandon.
Oh no, same place. Here we are coming down the S's. Turn 5.
That's going
and
up.
he goes wide. Oh, that's going to be a 4X at least. Yeah, that's easy to get crossed up at turn 5, especially on the exit when you run out of curbs. You can see the tire marks. David Wortman just barely misses. Oh, man. Who was that? Oh, David Wortman did not miss in that green car. Who was that? We were with, that's Andrew Willis, I believe.
68, yeah. Andrew Willis.
Oh, man.
That's going to be some heavy. That car was airborne from that contact, so that's going to
be a fast repair at least. Yeah.
We got a couple other things. We had Jamie Bray and Taylor Montague. They've had their little instance. So these guys, they got 10 minutes in the race and started spreading out. They got a little bit more racy now and pushing the limits a little. I believe a little early. I mean, they have a long race, but these guys are itching for this track. They've been hungry for an endurance race. So now they're gonna get to feel the whole rhythm of an hour and 40 minutes.
What a great shot looking under the rear wing of Brian Coxon's McLaren, looking back at Max Bauer. Max Bauer is a very cerebral racer, let's say, and I mean that as a compliment. It would not surprise me if Max Bauer's just being patient, not pushing it, maybe saving some fuel every now and then, allowing the draft to tow him a little bit, lift and coast, and then gain him accordion effect in the braking zones, and just let Brian Coxon, the pole sitter, lead a few laps here, then see how the race plays out. Max Bauer, I don't think is going to put any pressure on him. As we see guys that are in the pits waiting for repairs. Is that Montague or Wortman?
No, it's Willis there, Montague, Bray, and Kulo. All 5 of those guys meatballs, so they're all getting their fast repairs. Going back to what you said about the cerebral racer, you know who that reminded me of as soon as you said that?
Remind me.
Reminded me of Triple H, a cerebral assassin.
Triple H.
That's some WWE, WWF times right there.
Yeah,
takes his time and makes the move when he knows he wants to make it. He just sits there and stalks him the whole time and just makes sure he fills up that mirror. Brian Cox is no slouch to this. I mean, this guy's racing on a laptop, so you imagine this guy having 3 screens and a full-on setup. He gets that thing coming. I know he's working on it right now, and man, I can't wait to see what Brian Cox can do. He's got one of the higher ratings we have. He's got a 499 in A, so he's maxed out, and he's looking to upgrade his system, and so we'll see him get better connection. He has hardlined his wire now, or his laptop now, so he has better connection now. But man, seeing this guy with 3 screens and the whole setup, man, I can't wait to see that.
Well, I thought Max was going to make a liar out of us there. Max Bauer in the purple Aston Martin, Brian Coxon in the blue McLaren. It really looked like Max Bauer was doing a little oval bump draft in there down the back straight, which is very common at Road Atlanta. But I thought he was going to try to make a move. I was waiting for him to pass out, or pop out and pass on him. Decided not to do it this time. They are good friends. We see them in the road chat. Yeah, I thought Max Bauer was going to pop out and make a pass after we just talked about being patient, but he decided not to. Once again, just putting pressure on him. We see him in the road chat talking back and forth, and they're good friends, and it's good to know that Brian's not blinking as much as he did last season.
Yeah, Brian's a good racer. I raced with him in the official endurance races. You know, like the big ones, the 6 and 12 hour ones, and it's I've got to know him pretty well. He's a good kid, and he talks about all the stuff racing. He likes watching all the new series that pop up, F1, NASCAR, all those things. So he's an all around racer, and he's very clean at what he does. And I mean, that guy put in a marathon when we did our Bathurst. He did 187 laps out of the possible, I think it was 300. So he's a big
Uh,
time leader, a big time driver, and he puts time in his system. And like I said, when he gets his full rig, I'll be excited to see what he can come up with.
all right, glad to hear it. Good to see Willis getting back on the road after almost going over on his roof. Taylor Montague also back on track. And there's Brandon Thayer. So those guys have cleared all their meatballs. They probably did not use their fast repair because they were in the pits for quite a while. As the battle for third is heating up. Oh, Josh Bloom has passed. We got a car blowing up? Or is that brakes? We saw smoke there. Maybe there was a little bit of nose-to-nose contact, but Josh Bloom has gotten around Jason Phillips for third. Well, Jason Phillips has the fastest lap of the race so far. Not by much, I mean, just barely, but just lost a spot to Josh Bloom. Oh, now Max Bauer's spread out. Brian Coxon trying to do everything he can to break the draft. This is the line that you take if you want to break the draft. It's not really the optimal line. Going over into turn 9, the black flag turn. Headed to turn 10. And Max Bauer not close enough yet. But it looks like Josh Bloom definitely is gaining some ground on him with the last couple of laps. We're still pretty fast, 125.5, 25.7 for Bauer. Yeah, still doing about the same lap times. It looked like Steve Hansel was up ahead of Brian Coxon, so I hope Steve Hansel can work hard to stay on the lead lap, or they get around him already. It's all good. Oh, Steve Hansel switched liveries on me, switched paints. So it wasn't Steve, that guy. Niles Kula.
And now
Shout out to Niles Kula. Yeah, I mentioned him on the podcast last night, and I mentioned him in a BMW. I'm glad to be corrected and say that he's in the Porsche at Laguna Seca. So sorry about that, Niles.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about that missed call last week when we thought Glucker was still labeled as an amateur. I didn't do my due diligence to dig, but now it's cool. I actually won last week at Laguna Seca, correct?
He did. Winner,
Yeah,
winner, chicken dinner.
So he's got his stamp for the series. He's already got his big win, and we'll look to see more of Niles as he's in the hunt now back here in 28th following Chris Smorrell.
Smorrell? And looks like Niles Kula's got somebody on his dog or something on his paint there on the side. It looks pretty fun. Been working overtime on trading paints.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see a lot of new things pop up in trading paint. We got a bunch of new cars to work with, and so I've already started working on my SRX car. I'm excited for those things. So still no big change up front. We still got Brian Coxon leading Max Bauer. Josh Blum has gone past Jason Phillips. I think that was different last time I saw. So these guys are starting to close up the gap. I imagine that they're keeping an honest pace, trying not to push too far. I know during the chats, as you see, Max Bauer got that section wrong. He took too much cover. Yeah. Let Joshua Blum get next to him, push the move on. So Max thinks better and says, you know what, I made the mistake. You had the line. I'll let you take it. We just keep following. He's got a draft now. So I know that they're talking about they need at least 2, but it's going to be very close to 3 stops. So the more he's in the draft and not having to break that win, the more fuel he'll save. We know he's a good fuel calculator guy.
Absolutely. You saw it right there. Max Bauer gave up before the braking zone into turn 6. Let Josh Bloom go, and instead of fighting, that way they all 4 of these guys can stay in touch with Brian Coxon and not, he's just thinking big picture.
That's right. Max hasn't had his usual kind of start to the series so far. He's sitting down in No, we can't be that down. Max Bauer's in 22nd place overall with 850 points. He might have missed a race. That
He
if that's
did.
the way, yeah, I was saying that's the way it went. He might have missed a race. So, do you know? Do you know if this season they're doing the takeaway twos?
No, I think every race counts this season, as far as I can remember. I could be corrected, but as
Okay.
far as I remember, what Steve says that didn't like the way that the math worked out as far as missing a race doesn't count as a drop. It was the confusing. So, oh, we got somebody backwards. That's Niles Kula, I believe, got it wrong at turn 3. You see Albert Williams chasing Steve Hansel. Nope, that's John Daniels up ahead in the Porsche with Ian Bakaitis right behind. So this is a good race. Got John Daniels in the red and black Porsche. Very good driver. We've seen him have some good results some good races that didn't always turn into good results. Great results for him, but good to see John Daniels up here. He's got Albert Williams and Ian Bakaitis right on his bumper.
Yeah, word from race report that there's no drops this season. So with Max Bauer missing that, he's gonna have to hope he can start stringing together some wins, some zero incidents, some fast laps here. We know he's good at fast lapping. So right now, he does not have it. He's just behind Jason Phillips. Jason Phillips with a 125.108 to Max Bauer's 125.213. So he's gonna have to start putting some things together here. He wants to make up those points. Not sure, we're all here for fun and whatnot. We don't have doesn't have to be 100% focused every single time. We're all doing this for our entertainment. So hopefully he's able to keep racing with us and make up that lost ground.
Speaking of Francis Faustino, manufacturer change. He switched over to the Mercedes this season. There he is, a good look at him. Still getting used to it, but he's got the matching helmet and driver suit to go along with his iRacing red and white paint. But he's coming under some pressure here from Jesse Coffey to go through turn 6 into turn 7, looking up at Justin Glickner. So let's see if these guys, how this battle shapes up. It looks like Jesse Coffey is a little bit faster lap than Francis Faustino. So the BMW might be attacking the Mercedes here within the next couple of laps. We'll have to watch how this race plays out. Francis Faustino has been practicing some at Road Atlanta and hopes to have a good top 5 today. He's going to have to work to get there. It's currently 9th.
Right now, big mover in the points, or big mover in the race overall. Nicholas Calguru is up 19th after starting P30, so he's at the biggest mover at the moment with 11 positions made up. Next person closest to him is Keith Hurlbut. He's got +9, and then after that's a couple of 5s, 4s, and 3s. So Nicholas Calguru going the right direction. Brandon Thayer going the wrong direction, losing 18 points from that earlier incident with having to go clear his meatball.
There's David Wortman, 2 cars behind Francis Faustino, looking up again at Jesse Coffey. Aston Martin looks really good with the green wheels and gray. And like we say, Jesse Coffey has rolled up on the back of Francis Faustino. These 3 cars right in the slipstream, turning almost the same times.
Yeah, I know Wortman was excited when he was showing us his paint job. He kept working on it for a few weeks and got all the spec mapping figured out, how to get it done. He looked it all up himself, and he got it all dialed in, so he's excited to show us his green and white Sim Magic car.
Definitely looks good. The mirrors match.
Oh, yeah, look at this.
Look at that. New leader. Josh Bloom in the 80. Let's see how it happened. He's going down the long back stretch. Looks like Brian Coxon must have got a bad run out of turn 7 and allowed Josh Bloom to get right up on him in that Mercedes horsepower. Into turn 10A and turn B, makes it stick. New leader, the Mercedes of Josh Bloom. They go through turns 6 and 7 one more time.
Yeah, Brian Coxon, being the smart racer he is, knowing he's got an hour and 16 minutes left this race, no need to dive in there now. He doesn't need to lead all the laps, just need to lead the last one.
So with 40 minutes, was that 25 minutes into the race?
That's right.
1 hour 40. So we're 25 minutes in. When do we start thinking about pits? I know they were doing about an hour, and the hour races, they usually split it half and half. I don't know if anybody's going to have to be able to do it in only 2 stops, or they're going to need a splash at the end. So I think that's just these pit cycles are going to really show themselves here probably within the next 15 minutes or so. So these top 4 are the class of the field in today's Midwest Motorsports Road Series endurance race from Road Atlanta. Josh Bloom, Brian Coxon, Max Bauer, and Jason Phillips.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, if you think about the halfway mark, that's gonna be about lap the 50-minute mark. So we'll start seeing if they come in before then or at that time. You know, that's going to gauge what's going to be for the rest of the race. You know, maybe they have a couple laps saved up or a couple minutes saved up of fuel. They come in at lap 50, so they're going to get a little bit of a shorter stop, and then they'll be able to push that car all the way dry. It'll be interesting to see if somebody does it in a one stop. I don't think that's remotely possible, but we will have to see him. I know Max was saying definitely 2, so if Max says definitely 2, then I'm going to figure two stops. So probably look about the 1 minute mark, maybe minute 5. You start seeing some people come in that actually need to come in for fuel.
Roger that. Thanks for checking in on that and getting the lowdown. That's what I'm thinking. I do like about Midwest Motorsports is, as we see the digger cam coming right in your living room. Man, what a great shot. Shout out to Adam Sondag down in the truck working the cameras. Thanks, Adam. But yeah, the Discord chat, everybody seems to keep an open door policy. I've been able to chat with a couple of guys as well, and a lot of fun to get the inside scoop that the drivers are sharing with the broadcasters. So we get to bring that information to you guys watching on Twitch and watching the replays, as well as Max Bauer misses turn 5 a little bit. Again, can't quite seem to get it rotated, and that's going to allow Jason Phillips to come through in the Mercedes. Max Bauer, not the Max Bauer of last year, as far as at least in the first portion of this race. You could tell he was about 4 or 5 feet off the apex, and I saw that happening before it happened. So Brian Coxon looks racy again, though.
Yeah, so getting the call from Josh Watt and the race director, he said for the Porsche, they said they did 25 to 27 laps. These guys are coming up to lap 19 when they cross the line this time. So that's going to give us somewhere between 6 and 7 more laps before these guys will have to start making the pit stops, which might, given the times, minute 2, minute 5, so it might put us about the minute mark. I'm sorry, the 1 hour mark, not the minute mark.
Look at Brian Coxon in the blue and black McLaren. Looks like he's found his groove back. I thought he was going to try to make a dive bomb attempt on Josh Bloom that time. He are turn 3 again over the curbs. Creating a little bit of space. You can't be right up on him. See how much curb they like to take through turn 5 right here. And the exit over it's almost like they're floating over the sand or the gravel trap there. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, that heavy weight of the Mercedes, man, those things can kind of just plow through those curbs and not get a whole lot of bounce to them. But the McLaren's so light, they're being like a rear engine car. That front end can get unhappy real quick. It cause you a lot of understeer if you get too much of that curb. These Mercedes had that extra weight of the engine up in the front, just keep that car mostly planted when they hit those things.
It's got some horsepower too, man. Looks like Josh Bloom, I'm not sure if it's being in the right gear or being able to put the power down, but he was able to gap over a full second just on that half of a lap from turn 5 to turn 7.
You could tell Josh Bloom's put in some time. I mean, he was I roughly remember him getting between the P4 and P5 for the majority of last season. He's been up in the front runner for most times. I mean, he's got a lot of time in the sim rig. He's got a win so far, so that's helping him out. And like he's a big front runner. He did miss. I believe he missed a week too, because he's only at 1,400 points. He might have missed one.
I think he was Silverstone. I could be wrong. But I think he won a race as well.
Oh, no, he won Silverstone.
One Silverstone.
And I think he just had a bad time. Like, just take a look at the stats right now.
Yeah. He left early. Through turn 7, Josh Bloom flashing. Oh, you don't have to stop. Oh, man, who was that? What a nice guy. That was really cool. So Porsche, red and white, was that Chris Smorrell?
I think Chris, it said he went to the pit, so he might have, is that pit? Maybe he just stopped?
Yeah, he pulled over and stopped. He was getting blinked by the leader there. I don't think he had to stop. But mad respect for all of the lappers. Yeah, he jumped into the pits. Thanks, Adam.
Well, he did have a crash, so that might have been the reason why he was slow. They caught up to him so fast.
Roger that. Oh. All right. Looks like David Wortman's under attack from Neil Weston. Neil Weston in the Porsche over the bridge. Oh, into turn 12, side by side. Wortman does a great job of hitting the brakes. That's going to make him vulnerable to Andrew Willis, who is laps down. But man, that was close. Neil Weston, I like his paint. It's looks like a little bit of New Orleans there. Looking back at David Wortman, but yeah, it's got the purple, green, and gold of Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras colors from Neil Weston. That Porsche looking good. Got around David Wortman. Oh, you can see the wheelie going up the curve. Now David Wortman is going to have a better run coming into turn 6. Is he going to deep brake? Is now the time to force a move? Neil leaves room for him. David Wortman doesn't force it this time. Headed down the back stretch. He's in the toe. Is he going to pop out and make a move?
Yeah, it looks like John Daniels had some action too, but we'll see with these guys for a little bit. See what settles out with these guys first before he jumps to see what happened to Daniels. But he was running stronger back in there in his Porsche, his red and black one. And he's lost a couple spots, took a big hit.
Wortman decides not to right this lap. He's going to stay right on his bumper though. We'll come back to this battle. Here's John Daniels coming down in turn 4. As the S's overlook in turn 5. Oh yeah, initiated the steering and around she went. She swapped ends, as they say.
Good for him to lock it down.
Sorry, Aaron.
It was good for him to lock it down and stay off that wall. It did definitely help with the sand being there. The sand, this last update or two, has definitely helped slow the cars down from hitting the walls in unnecessary spots.
Josh Bloom is pulling away from Brian Coxon. Jason Phillips and the big ass fans. Mercedes. So we got McLaren. Oh, 2 Mercedes pulling into the pits. Josh Bloom and Jason Phillips, I believe, are in the pits. All right, crunch time, hour and 6. So that is 34 minutes.
We shall see. We'll see if these guys might have had an extra 5 minutes of fuel in there, maybe 10. But those guys came in on lap 23. So in comparison to what I was told with the Porsches, that's 4 laps less than the Porsches could take.
And the leader is now headed back towards turn 6. Let's see if they stay out a couple laps. We got some more takers on the pit lane. Looks like Francis Faustino. Is that David Wortman? Here they go. Let's see if Coxon and them come in to take their pit stop this lap, or if they stay out.
So it's interesting to see there. We saw Josh Plum, he had all four of his wheels up, and I believe Jason Phillips behind him only had their fronts up. So maybe he's looking at just doing a front tire change. Not sure if I saw all of them, as we see Max Bauer get around Brian Coxon. We'll see if these guys come into the pit soon here. As we see them start diving down.
Yes, they do. All right. Here's the race. 36 seconds for the leaders in the pits. Here's Jason Phillips. Let's see if he can get a good lap. This lap right now is crunch time. And that's Jason Phillips. Where's Josh Bloom?
That's the difference of 2 tires right there. Josh Bloom only took his 2, and then Jason Phillips took 4. I'm sorry, reverse. Jason Phillips took 2, and Josh Bloom took 4, and there was the difference.
Yeah, but like 1 second left, 1 second difference in the pit time.
Maybe he got held up. He might have got held up by the car in front of him. Oh, yeah, he's on the same lap, but they are. So I'm not sure how that difference happened.
Good for Jason Phillips. Bad for Josh Bloom. Here's Brian Coxon. There's Jason Phillips coming through. Max Bauer's right behind. Jason Phillips gets by. Oh, no, he doesn't. There he is. He was down low. All right, so come on, timing. Brian Coxon, 32 seconds. Max Bauer, 36. So 4 seconds less for Brian Coxon. And there's that, but we are missing Josh Bloom 4 seconds back. Maybe missed his lollipop man, or had to serve a penalty.
Yeah, something. I maybe he had to back up, because that's a big loss coming in from the lead and going down 3 positions that far back. That's 6 seconds from, or 7 seconds from the lead as he was leading. So there's Jason Phillips looking to give Max Bauer a push.
He's got an extra lap on his tires, remember?
That's right, yeah. Jason Phillips got 1 extra lap on his... Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Jason Phillips had 1 extra lap on tires, so he's all warmed up.
Warmed up, exactly. So 4 seconds back, Josh Bloom. We'll see if he can catch up to these guys or if he gets attacked. But right now, Max Bauer in the purple Aston Martin trying to work with Jason Phillips and see, as we ride along with Jason Phillips, see if we can catch up to Brian Coxon. 32-second stop for Coxon. Oh, Max Bauer goes wide in the grass. Jason Phillips said, "Thank you very much." Max Bauer tucks back in. Follow the leader now.
You can really see the difference there with the warmed up fronts that Phillips had. He was able to take that turn a little more tighter than Bauer was. I'm not sure if Bauer just missed his mark there, but Phillips got the S's, or the last chicane, a lot easier than Bauer did. Tell you what, those two battling right there. Brian Coxon has now put 4 seconds between him and second place. At one point, it was only 2. So he's just in cruise control right now. He's got Robert Odell right in front of him. So he's going to be looking to put an extra person between him and the car closest to him position-wise. That's now is Kuna just popping out of your screen. And that's how far you see. You see the background right there. Jason Phillips, 4 seconds back from the McLaren of Brian Coxon.
Lap traffic is beginning to be a factor. Looks like that battle for 14, 15, and 16 still going on between Bacchitis, John Daniels, and Ty Williams. And David Stark also trying to get into the action in the New Balance Porsche behind. There's John Daniels. Looking back on this long back straightaway. See what kind of top speed the Porsche gets. You know, John Daniels had a little half spin earlier, but nice recovery to stay up here in the top half of the field at least. We had 33 cars start the race. Oh, top speed, look at that. 154, 155 for Bloom, but John Daniels, 154. Looks like he's second on the speed chart. So that says he's getting through turn 7 really good. A couple of cars have dropped out, so there's still 30 remaining on the track. Oh, getting squirrely there. Here we go, down the back straightaway. Still right at 4 seconds to the leader, but this is the battle for second. Jason Phillips and Max Bauer. So Aaron, I know you do a lot of racing. You've done some road series racing. You've also do a lot of oval. Tell me about the tire temperature versus the track temperature. And as the track changes, how does the tire wear affect? As we can see some shadows starting to go across the track at Road Atlanta. I believe the track might go through an evolution here and this endurance race today.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of grains on the ground from all the rubbers coming up these cars. Some stuff you normally see like in the bigger endurance races. We kind of get some of that with their little 1 hour races. So extra 40 minutes can really hurt you if you get off track and off the racing line.
Still with Josh Bloom, he's caught back up to Max Bauer. Max Bauer not having the greatest day. All right, here we are with Jesse Coffey in the BMW. As he is in attack mode. Just inside the top 10, Jesse Coffey, 10th place. Oh, that's a lap car. No, that's Justin Glickner in the Porsche, just in front. And then a lap car. So Jesse Coffey in the BMW. Max Bauer, our friend from Canada. Happy National Poutine Day, by the way. If you didn't know, if you'd like some good poutine. Oh, you're right. Max Bauer is from Austria. Sorry about that. Thanks for the correction, Adam. Not sure. I just wanted to get the National Poutine Day in there again. Sorry about that. What comes from Austria?
Ostriches? I don't know.
Vienna sausages, right?
There you go.
Trying to find something. I love that camera.
Pass from Racer Road, Robert Odell and Luis Carmona both have drive-thrus for their 15X incidents, so they'll have to come through and do a drive-through. Then Robert Odell taking his now. Drivers usually have about 3 laps to complete that. Otherwise, they'll get disqualified from the race. Hopefully, Carmona is able to pick up on that. I'm not sure the amount of time he's raced. Looking back at his license. Yeah, he's a B class, so he's actually coming in the pits right now. So both those drivers are taking their 15X black flag and moving on and keep continuing the race. They still got just over half of this race left to go. And you see
Josh
Max
Bloom
Bauer.
just caught back up. Yeah.
Max Bauer made a dive through 3 cars there. He got passed through with Josh Bloom and Miles Kula.
Yeah, that's Josh Bloom making it back up to Brian Cox and to Max Bauer and Jason Phillips. Remember, he was 4 seconds back after that pit stop. Well, he's made it back up.
So they put in some work to get that position back.
He dives on the inside. Is he going to try to do
Max.
it? Oh, his contact around Max Bauer goes. Sorry about that, Max. Oh.
Max having flashbacks from last season.
Yeah. Oh, Max wasn't expecting that. It's a really late move right on the bumper.
Is it coincidence that's the same manufacturer car that did it too?
It was Mercedes versus Aston Martin as well. I really don't think it was intentional. It looks like more than a net code, though. I think there was definite contact. It's right there. Yeah, that's contact. Max May could have given him a little bit of more room, but it was definitely under no obligation to give him more room. As that's going to hurt. Oh, no, Max in the pits. I hope he just decides to go off strategy now and try to see if he can make it to the end.
We had another incident here with Max Brandwell, I believe, because we got another crash happen.
Brandwell and Bauer. That's why he's in. Oh, he almost went over. Brandwell and Bauer. The battle of the Max. Oh, turn 12. So was that the same lap?
Yeah, that was right after because I saw Max Brandwell catch up to him. So both Aston Martins of Max's taking each other to the max and hitting max damage on this wall right here. Big time crunch, big time air. That's about 3 feet of air.
He's going to need some Tylenol, Max, after that.
You can almost fit an F1 car underneath that air.
Yeah, totally. Oh, man. Great shot. I thought he was going to roll over. I mean, that was for 6th spot. Max Bauer still could have saved a decent run. He's going to really have to work now to get back in the top 10 if he's going to do anything for the championship this season. Meanwhile, Brian Coxon staying out of trouble. What do you think? I give that about a 7.5, maybe an 8.0 for Max Bauer's pirouette.
The crunch factor, the pirouette. That's right, the pirouette. Yeah, he did get some good height, good rotation, solid landing. He's going to be in the pits there getting his work done. He's still in the pits now, coming up to 2 minutes of a pit stop. So big time damage with lots of repairs being done to this car. Hope to see him come back on track. We got a good look at Francis. He's made his way up to P5 now, starting P6 overall. So he's gained a couple of positions from other people's mishaps and misfortunes between Brandwell and Bauer. So Francis coming back here, racing the new car and getting a good position, sitting in the top half of the pros and P5 overall. There's Ian Bacaitis. He's currently the leader in amateurs. So when it comes to amateur points, we have a different stat board for amateur points. These guys all get their points based off where they finish totally on track at the same time, and depending on who's the highest finisher AMs, they don't get extra points for being the first place finisher, but they do get bragging rights for being the amateur winner for the night. As Albert Williams on the inside of him now. Mercedes
This
and
is the battle
Mercedes,
for the lead.
same turn. They go keep it clean this time. Williams gives plenty of room on the inside, and then in favor, Bacchus does the same turn. Both these guys keep it very clean, showing the Astons how they're supposed to race.
Wow.
And
Off track.
Ian Bacchus gets a big off track. Can he save it? Lifts up, keeps the car rolling. Big time save. He had a big, huge moment there.
That is not easy to do. I've done that. Driver's left coming down the hill. All you can do is just let off the gas and try to just keep it straight. Don't try to overcorrect. There you go. Here we are in the steering wheel. Ian Bacchus, just ease it back on the road. No big steering inputs or you'll lose it on the grass. Well done by Ian Bacchus. He's going to need some new underwear, but at least he doesn't have a meatball.
That's right. Looking back, we see Robert O'Dell. He's retired as well. He got a meatball. So both O'Dells are out of the race.
Oh, he retired? Oh, man. That stinks.
Max Bauer's still in the pits. He's got a 4-minute pit stop going, so that was a big time damage. It's not going to help his boat for the championship. I see the stricken Aston Martin trying to get repairs done.
Oh, shoot.
There's old Lecter, sitting P7 with Jesse Coffey. He's been hounding him for the majority of the race. We've seen these guys together since the pit stops came in. Remember, these guys did come in at the hour 6 mark, so give or take, they might be able to make it to the 20-minute mark.
So that's interesting that maybe did Max Bauer use his fast repair already? I see Max Brandval's still out there, so all good. Here's this battle. Justin Glickner and Jesse Coffey. Glickner in the all-white Porsche, Coffey in the BMW. "48 minutes to go. 52 minutes down. I thought I saw a couple of guys in the pits. Taylor Montague. All good. Look at David Stark in the New Balance Porsche. Just barely in front of Albert Williams. That battle for 11, 12, and 13 on track. David Stark. Oh, here we go.
Battle of the Justins could brew in again. We got Justin there, just in front of Justin Gluckner. There was our Sunday night winner in the Cup Series with what I believe is still the closest race we've had, even compared to the GT3s. Those guys finished within .000 on the timing score. Not sure the actual closest of it, but everything lit up 0. So if there's such thing as a tie, the tie went to Justin Taylor that last race. So he's feeling good after his race night on Talladega. Kept his car fairly clean, and I got to ride along with these guys for most of the race up in the front pack. So nice to see Justin having a good night in the old GT4 Porsche.
Yeah, congratulations on your P4 overall finish.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was fun racing with these guys. I got to talk with them, most of them, in the race chatter, and we're kind of working strategies on when we're going to pit in. At one point, they were trying to figure out when we wanted to pit, and I'm like, okay, I just went on the radio, said 70 pitting. Like, okay, I guess Horrid's deciding for us now. I'm like, well, I'm the leader. Come follow me. So it's Francis Falsino getting his tire work done. Brandval missing half his front end. He had a big moment. So him and Bauer had a moment earlier. Bauer's been in the pits for over 8 minutes. Not sure if he's sitting there just getting his maybe getting his points for being in the world. But Max
There's a
Bramble
move.
joined him as we got a move going with Gluckner and Jesse Coffey finally making the move on the inside of Gluckner now. Coming up to that dangerous chicane section. It's been catching some people tonight. We'll see what happens with these two.
Oh, man. Nice job by Justin Glickner to let him go. As soon as he realized that Jesse was not going to lift, all he could do was just let him go. And now the battle is on. Let's see if Justin Glickner can get him back. I love this view. Fill up his mirrors in turn 1. Look for the curbs. Now look up for telephone pole and the trees. Like Laguna Seca, there's the trees to help you find your angle for turn 2. Ooh, Coffee missed turn 3 a little bit there. See if Gluckner can get him in. Through the S's. Turn 5 is the left. Right here. Get it rotated. Avoid the curbs. Great cameras. Both of them playing it a little bit safe. You can see the tire tracks from the off tracks, and it looks like Jesse Coffey is going to check out. The next car up ahead of Jesse Coffey is Justin Thaler, but he's 3 seconds up the road.
It looks like we have Brandon Thayer. Brandon Thayer has retired from the race. Albert Williams made the move on Ian Bacchus now, so he's the new leader of the amateurs. Following right behind David Stark, representing all dad's lawn mowing shoes right there. Albert had himself a good race at the Cup Series. We get the right along with the front pack and came out, I believe he came out 5th place overall.
Yeah, he had a pretty big oh heck moment and coming out of turn 2 there with Brandon Thayer at Talladega. They did not bring out the caution, but they avoided any contact. Good race.
I'm sorry, Albert Williams took P6 behind Trevor Mack. So Albert had himself a good night. He had a semi-decent run at the Talladega. Now he's looking to get a big win here for the GT4s.
Albert Williams right up the road from Road Atlanta. It's Snellville, Georgia. He's got a dog named Axel. Logitech wheel with Fanatec pedals.
He's currently leading Ian Bacchus by 25 points in standings with his 1st place overall. So despite not having a race win, which will be hard these days when you have the pros, you guys all run the same points as the pros, but Albert Williams got a 50-point lead over Ian Bacchus, and then just behind him is Niles Kula. So there's your 1-2 in the amateur series, running 1-2 in their standings now. 11-12 on track. Max Brandval has now retired from the race, so it looks like his night is over as well. The Aston Max is not having a good night tonight.
Hey, here's Christopher Hopper. Look at that.
Back on the lead.
Yeah, he's made it back on the lead lap.
As he comes, I thought he was going to put. Looks like he might have had a little bit of some bumper bang on the front of that car. Not sure who he got back into, or maybe he had a little dance at the wall. He's had a few adventures. That's what we're getting from Sondag. Is he had a few adventures, little off-track excursions.
Speaking of manufacturer change, he was in a Porsche last year. Now he's riding along in a purple and neon green Aston Martin.
I don't know why. It reminds me of Ninja Turtles.
He's from Shumo, New York. He's been married for 20 years. He's got 4 kids, so he stays busy. He just had an anniversary, his 1-year anniversary of sim racing, January 2023.
You said 1 year?
Yep, he's been racing since January of 23.
Oh,
so
racing,
just barely
okay.
1 year in the sim rig. FX wheel TLCM modded pedals, 2x6 rig. He goes all in. He wants to increase his consistency and find at least 1 second of consistency per lap, 1 second of lap time per lap. His pre-race strategy is an espresso, a scotch, and a tequila. I don't know if it's all at the same time or what. As he goes inside to let some leaders go by, I think, as the car goes off track. Good catch there. We'll come back to that. Here's Albert Williams. What happens? Coming up the hill. Oh, gets it wrong going. Oh,
Ooh,
he went
Williams.
from 90 miles an hour to 0. Oh, that's going to hurt. Here's Ian Bacchius. There he goes by Christopher Hopper. Here's Keith Hurlbut coming down. I'm going to guess it's turn 5 again. Keith Hurlbut, yep, misses turn 5 and right into the tire walls. Thank goodness for the Hans device. I hope the fans on the other side of the fence were able to get him his helmet back, because that hit would have taken his head off. Well, that was about 4 accidents all at the same time.
Yeah, Adam says the wall has a meatball.
The wall's got to use up his fast repair.
These guys getting pushy now. They got 40 minutes left of racing. Still got one more pit stop, but some of these guys are taking it to the extreme. We got David Wortman here. Oh no, what happened to Wortman? Not that new paint job.
This is turn 10, A and B. Oh, gets it really rotated early and can't catch it. Pendulum effect, get that rear end slide and doesn't want to change directions. Now he's facing the wrong way. See if he can rejoin safely. Snap turn with traction control. That takes skill.
Oh no, looks like Justin Taylor's night just got worse. He's got himself a meatball. What happened to Taylor? Coming through the S's. Oh, is that going to be a similar incident to Hurlbut?
Turn 5 as well. He takes a lot of curve, and the car just doesn't turn if the wheels are off the ground. Here we go, slow-mo. Wheels are off. Front's off. Turn, Justin. Oh, he loses the hood.
Trying to take the Taylor line from Cup Series racing.
Nice maneuver from the car behind, I believe. That was Glickner, Justin Glickner. Nice job to avoid him. Oh, man. Glickner, I'd like to see it from Glickner's cockpit, trying to make a decision which way to go. Looking up ahead, Justin Taylor's just in front of Kyle Gruber. There's Justin. Oh man. 1 second to turn right. Good move. Justin Glickner with the heads-up racing move of the day so far.
Now here's a question. If the engine on the Porsche is in the rear and the trunk is in the front, would that be the trunk or would it be the hood still?
It's called the frunk.
The frunk?
Is
it
front.
really?
You didn't know that? Yes,
no, I did not.
That's common term. It's the Porsche frunk right in front of the gas tank.
Oh
and the radiators are right there, also very vulnerable part of the car. Looks like Justin's mechanics got need a pay raise, got that car fixed up right quick. As once again, tire wear becoming a factor, and the car just understeering there and not rotating for the entry of turn 5. And that's all it takes.
Man, both you and Adam knew it was called a frunk, and I didn't. I'm okay. Signing off. Have a good night, guys. Talk to you guys later.
We're trying to keep everybody educated.
I'm kidding. Oh, did you see here? But look at this. Jason Phillips has made up to 4 seconds on Brian Coxon, so I'm sure Coxon, his stop was fairly shorter than these guys. He might not have taken any tires on his pit stop. He had a 32-second stop, so he came in can't see what lap he came in on, but he did come in, and not. I'm assuming he didn't take 8 tires because his car is definitely hitting the slow roller now. As Jason Phillips and Josh Bloom are making the catch up. Josh Bloom only 2 seconds behind Phillips. Remember, he started 6 seconds behind Coxon when he came out of his pit stall. So there's the difference right there of Coxon versus Coxon, maybe no tires versus the other people with 2 and then 4 tires.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think, the difference in 3 seconds, I think Brian Coxon just underfilled. Or as soon as his tires were done, changed or only changed 2 and then wait for the fuel and then go. Not change 4, I'm not sure. But if Brian Coxon has fallen off on his lap times, they seem to be okay. 25.7 to 25.8. I'm not sure if he had one bad lap that allowed Jason Phillip to catch back up, but there it is. Josh Bloom still has the purple lap. But Jason Phillips, this is still the 3 cars are still all within 2 seconds of each other. Yeah.
We've done an hour and 5 minutes. We're going to start seeing some pit cycles start happening here pretty soon.
They should be able to make it from here if they stop. See if they just run it down. It's very interesting to watch the top 3 use all of the track, including the support pit out as an entry into turn 1. As here we are into turn 3, Jason Phillips in the yellow AMG. We're looking at Brian Coxon with the cool paint and the McLaren with the black nose. Here's Jason Phillips totally avoiding the curve. Jason Phillips got a good run coming through turn 5, and here we go. That's the difference. Front engine, mid engine. I think had a factor there, but it looks like Brian just missed the entry point just barely. I mean, you miss it by a couple of feet. Bloom getting on the grass on the exit. That happens a lot in real life as well. It's a great place to watch from. But new leader, Jason Phillips.
Or watch these guys on track. You guys want to come in and join the action, you can scan the QR code there. It takes you to midwest-motorsports.com where you can sign up for all of our series. We got 4 different series we have. We have 5 total streams per week, with Monday being the cooldown lap, GT4 racing, which you're watching now on our Tuesdays. Then we have Friday night at Trucks with the Truck series, Saturday with the Xfinity series, and then we have Sunday Cup series. So we have 5 different streams for the racing, one of them for all the information coming from the real world of NASCAR and F1 and all things racing, plus upcoming events we have doing for the leagues overall. We are in the early stages of the GT3 series. This is race 3, GT4 series, with this being race 3. And then you have your NASCAR Oval series be wrapping up here in a short couple weeks. I do believe we have about 4 races, if I'm not mistaken, left. And then take a week or so off, so look towards mid-April, maybe end of April for the new oval racing startup. Definitely good little leagues here. We got a handful of drivers in all sorts of different liveries and different series of manufacturers. Some of these guys racing all of them. As I could tell you that Justin Thaler, big time racer, races all the series. And while we're doing that, we are seeing the boards lighting up between Calguru, Kimura, and Hopper. Those 3 guys have all crashed in what might be the same section.
Christopher Hopper in the purple Aston Martin. Oh, that's Calguru from the back. Look at Hopper avoid. Nice work. Oh, does he half spin? Goes on the drift track. But yeah, looks like Calguru, Josh Bloom, and who's in front of Calguru? Ooh,
I don't think that was
Aaron
Bloom.
Mitchell. So there's Aaron Mitchell's got some damage, but what we're looking is all the way back at turn 10. Hey, there he goes.
That's Steve Hansel.
Calguru in the BMW. Oh, Steve Hansel and who's in the Porsche? Oh, that guy that barely got. Is that Dan Gish?
That's Kimura. Kimura's in the Porsche.
Okay. Man.
That might have been Dan Gish.
Once again, Cal Guru getting caught up in the middle of the action.
Yeah, Dan Gish.
Elbows up. Yeah, sorry, Aaron. Didn't mean to interrupt you. Oh, here's the race for the lead. This Brian Coxon's in the pits. And Jason Phillips and Josh Bloom stay out. So here it is, Jason Phillips from Chattanooga, Tennessee, staying out. This is the moment of the race. Final pit stop. Is Jason Phillips going to come in now to avoid having to deal with Cal Guru? I sure would. And Josh Bloom comes in with him. All right, Travis Rowe is going to be your new leader. Oh, no, he's not. He's coming into the pits as well. A nice drive for Travis Rowe. Jesse Coffey, Justin Glickner now. This battle continues. These guys have been glued together for an hour already, hour and 10 minutes already. Here we go. David Wortman peels out. The battle is right behind the purple car. All good. We're back with Jesse Coffey and Jay Glick. Turn 3. Neil Weston. There we go. Jason Phillips out first. Where's Brian Coxon? Behind him. Oh, man. Huge difference. Jason Phillips, 31. Brian Coxon needed 37. So Brian Coxon changed tires this time. Jason Phillips may not have. So that's the difference. As Glickner's right in the draft, Jesse Coffey. I will give Justin Glickner some credit here for being patient, not forcing any moves.
Coming on pitch right now. There he is in the background.
Maybe that's the move he's looking for. As Christopher Hopper comes in.
Jesse Coffey looking to get some extra bonus points here for leading the lap.
This is your leader once the pit cycles through. Jason Phillips and the Big Ass Fans AMG. Josh Bloom in the white AMG right behind. Coming up on Montague and David Wortman. Thank you, Taylor. Lets them both go. Good sportsmanship. We appreciate it. As Glickner comes out right behind Hopper, that's going to be a battle for position. I think. Nope.
Negative.
Different laps. Sorry about that. Jason Phillips in the yellow and black. Josh Bloom in the all white. Thank you, David. Appreciate it. As Wortman pulls over.
Oh,
Not
boy.
much Bloom can do as Bloom gets in the dirt. Driver's right. Coming in the braking zone. Just bad timing there by the time he caught Wortman. As now he's off on the curbs. Get it back on. Thank goodness. That was close. I think Bloom thought he was going to let him go there.
Yeah, Bloom didn't. I don't think Bloom even thought about Wortman coming back over to the right-hand side. Surprised him for sure. All
I
that
don't
work
know
he
if
made up,
Wortman knew he was there. Yeah.
all that work he's got to do to make it up now. He's sitting behind Phillips now, 3.5 seconds. We know he's got pace to catch up to these guys. He made up 4 seconds earlier, as you'd see him just avoid getting any instant points. Might have gotten a little off track there, but keeps the car going in the correct direction for the most part. That sand slowing him down, keeping him from rotating too much. So Bloom is going to be making catch up here as he's falling back 3 seconds from Jason Phillips, who's having himself one heck of a race.
And good on Josh Bloom for not turning into Wortman or making that a contact. Kind of took a chance going 2 wheels off in the dirt as opposed to turning in.
Who was that? Let's say that F1 was a Kimi Räikkönen. He has to leave the space.
Alonso said, "You must leave it a space.
He must leave the space.
Must always leave it a space."
What'd you think of the opening round for F1? Did you watch it at all?
I watched every lap. I can't get enough, man. I love it.
Oh man,
Max Power once again class of the field, but you never know.
Okay, so I got the right car manufacturer down. That Alonso said it in a Ferrari, and I was thinking it was Kimi.
There you go. Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm looking at it
correct.
too. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean that first race, I didn't get to watch all of it, but from there's a bigger lead Max had this time than he finished last season. I think it was double the time of from first to second. I think it was 20-some seconds this time as opposed to 11.
Class of the field. Mid pack was a great race. Second on back was great. And speaking of great racing, we're GT4 racing here with Steve Hansel and John Daniels. Side by side into turn 8. Can Steve Hansel cross him over to a double cross and get back under the bridge? Nope. Steve Hansel has to give up the spot for now. Still 24 minutes to go as they touch bumpers coming into turn 12 going down the hill. That takes bravery.
Yeah,
I think. Go ahead.
I'll say that hammerhead Aston Martin looking to use that big front nose and try to suck right up to back of John Daniels.
Yeah, I wonder if John Daniels didn't have that half spin earlier. He might be a couple spots ahead. Here's Justin Thaler in 8th with Neil Weston right behind. The battle of the Porsches. Good looking New Orleans Fleur de Lis on the paint. Oh, got a big draft. Justin Thaler's a sitting duck there. 135, 36, 5th gear. Thaler lets him go. Fight another day. Nice move by Neil Weston. Steve Hansel still wants that position back from John Daniels. This is to get inside the top 10. Coming up on 20 minutes to go. This is the closest battle on the track.
Neil Weston having himself a good showing for his first time racing with Midwest Motorsports, sitting P8 overall. Now, you just said before, you got that New Orleans Fleur de Lis paint job going on there. Welcome to the series, Neil. We hope to have you stick around and watch us and race with us on the GT4s.
Taylor Montague in the AMG looking up. Aaron Mitchell headed down the back stretch. This is for position. Through goes Taylor Montague. Up front is all Jason Phillips.
Josh
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah, Josh Bloom's pulled a little bit up. He was at 1.3.4, and now he's 2.8 coming through the S's. So he's slowly catching him and stalking him. We see it's got about 20 minutes left. We'll come up to 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 50 seconds. So 20 minutes left for Josh Boone to make up 2.5 seconds. It can be done. We've seen him do it before. And once he gets there, it's all about making the pass on Phillips. He's not going to make it easy for him to pass now. This is for a win. This isn't for a pit stall.
Josh Bloom, second place. He's trying to get around the lap car and does. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Josh Bloom got into it with Max Bauer into 10A a little bit, and that's all it took. But Josh Bloom came out on the good end of that, and currently second spot. Made a slight mistake and lost some ground to Jason Phillips. Now he's slowly trying to get it back 1/10 of a second at a time.
Nice to see Keith Herbert find his head from the fence when he made collection of this right here, back in his car, running his green Mercedes, and there's Brian Coxon making his way back up. So now he sits 4.5 behind the leader Jason Phillips, so he's within not that far, about a second and a half behind Bloom. So, you know, he did take a fresh set of tires, so he's going to have a good pace here in the last closing 20 minutes of this race. We'll see how much he can make up as, and hopefully he gets around these two guys pretty well. These guys aren't fighting for position, so it should be a fairly easy move around each of them. Through those Coxons. Now he's got a clean track. These guys have a couple lap of cars come in. They're going into turn 1 now, so you'll start seeing the leaders making their way through the pack again. Next car they have to lap, they have Niles Kula coming up again in front of Jason Phillips. So Niles have himself a night back there 19th, sitting in 6th place overall for the amateurs. David Stark, the last man on the lead lap. I'm sorry, the last car on track that's on the lead lap in front of these guys. So he's looking to try to stay on the lead lap as I'm sorry, he just got passed by Jason Phillips. Thanks, Adam. Yep, now Ian Bacaitis falling into the grasp of Jason Phillips is going to make the move. So Jason Phillips making moves past people, adding more cars, separating between himself and the second place car, Josh Bloom. We'll see what Ian Bacaitis can do, staying in the wake and the draft of Jason Phillips. Coming up to what the board says 16 to go. There's still roughly 15 to 17 minutes left. I'm seeing if that's going to be relevant to the time there. We got Christopher Hopper back on track right behind Andrew Miller. That is for position. So Hopper hunting down for 24th place now. This is one of the closer battles we have on the track at the moment. We'll see if Hopper can close up here. Coming into this long stretch, maybe he's going to get a nice little draft behind the Mercedes here. We'll have him come down in this last turn, the last chicane. Hopper closing ever so slowly on Andrew Miller, looking to make a pass here. Get himself an extra spot, some extra points there. Help his bid for his amateur series, as both these guys are both in the amateurs, so these guys are running 24, 25 on track. Not sure if Hopper's having a hard time with the no help with the aerodynamics on the front of that car, as Andrew Miller takes that turn well wide. That's going to let Hopper catch up a little bit to him. Welcome back, James.
Yeah, I'm back. Thanks for that.
So Phillips is still, Bloom hasn't gotten much closer. He's still 2.5 seconds behind Phillips, and Coxon lost a little bit of time to Bloom as well. So these guys starting to get into some of the lapper cars here and getting a little bit of help from each one they pass. So Phillips wants to put more cars between him and Bloom as he can. As long as he makes the pass to the right part, these guys have a little bit of space between them, and that would be Andrew Willis in front of them. I'm sorry, that's 24 car, not the 24 position. 24 car. That would be Steve Hansel. So Hansel in the what I think I call the Hammerhead Makita. Last car on the lead lap in front of these guys. There he is. There's the Cup car Toyota lookalike. There's the leader, Jason Phillips. Part of Shake and Bake, hunting him down. Jason and Steve both well known in the Discord. They talk to each other quite often. There's Josh Bloom now, still sitting back there 2.5 seconds. Made his way around Ian Bakaitis and now it's Kula. Coming up to just under 15 minutes now. We're at 1 hour and 26 minutes of racing. These guys have 14 minutes left to wrap this thing up, give or take. So it looks like the 13 laps to go might be pretty accurate. Their last lap times for the leader was at 1:25.8. So give or take the time there, should be relatively close. So I got an update. For you. I reached out to Michael Odell. He said that Steam tried to do an update and bricked iRacing entirely, so he's doing a clean restart from the website. So during his iRacing stuff, Steam did a whole restart, just totally shut off iRacing and like messed it all up. So he had to go do a fresh restart of all iRacing downloads.
Yeah, that's going to take a while depending on how many tracks he's got in cars. Yeah, Steam apps folder gets pretty full pretty quickly. Jesse Coffee. Oh, it looks like that was Dan Gish behind, so he's a lap down. Dan Gish. But nice run for Jesse Coffee. This is that part of the race where everybody's just kind of settled into a groove. A couple of fewer cars on the track than before. Say 5 or fewer cars. Here's Andrew Miller, headed towards turn 5. Oh, we got a little bit of curb. That threw his rhythm off.
On the kink. A lot of wall here.
Oh, no.
Time.
Oh, crunch.
Doing his best Keith Hurlbut impersonation. There's a second head we've lost tonight.
Right? Oh, man.
Look at Gluckner, man. Sitting P6 now.
Great drive. Yep, the wall's already used up its fast repair, so now the wall has to sit in the pits as well. But I agree with you. Justin Glickner could have gone a lot worse. Super patient. Here's Brian Coxon. Strong third place since Max Bowers dropped out. He's 6 seconds behind Bloom, working his way through lap traffic. Road Atlanta hosts the Petite Le Mans every year in late September, early October. And after the very first Petite Le Mans in 1998 was so successful, they decided to start the American Le Mans Series. So that's how the ALMS started, right after Don Panos brought international sports car racing to Road Atlanta for a 10-hour or 1,000-kilometer Petite Le Mans. So Midwest Motorsports decided to go endurance racing at Road Atlanta as well. We'll be back later on this season for the short version of this course. John Daniels now has caught Justin Thaler. This is the battle for 9th place. 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes. You think John Daniels is going to catch Justin Thaler? They're both in a Porsche. John Daniels has been pretty aggressive. Still is. Justin Thaler pretty smooth. What do you think, Aaron?
Sorry, what was that?
Is John Daniels going to catch Justin here?
Well, knowing John Daniels, he's going to go ahead and put in the effort to get up to Justin Taylor. We'll see how that turns out for both of them, as Justin might be having a little bit of a harder time, but Daniels gets a good run out of there, coming up to the long straightaway, and John Daniels is going to be riding his draft, so we saw how the draft worked earlier with Thaler getting passed. We'll see how that handles out for John Daniels. Looking here, coming up to the chicane. Daniels hard on the brakes there. Almost got in the back of Thaler. Thaler able to keep the power down and not lose control of their car, as he had John Daniels closing at him real quick in that last chicane turn. Coming up to 8 minutes to go now. 8 minutes to go and 8 minutes on track. Justin Thaler sitting P8. This is one of the closer battles. Josh Bloom has closed the gap. We'll go back to them in a second. We'll see how this battle comes to the S's now. See if anybody gets it wrong here. Thaler having his problems earlier. Lost his front. Found a new one.
He did. John Daniels also had a half spin right here at turn 5. Both of them look right on time this lap. Coming up on lap traffic, that's Andrew Willis and Christopher Hopper, I believe.
Oh, look, see that closing speed on Daniels? Daniels has got big time closing coming into the turns, but Justin's able to get the power out.
I think Daniels is later on the brakes, while Justin Thaler focuses more on the exit of the corners. But Daniels in the slipstream, you can see him closing in. They're both flat out, as Willis is catching a Hopper above. So now these guys are going to have to sort out a battle for position down below, right in front of them.
Yeah, as you pointed out, Willis
closes up.
Oh, Hopper.
Hopper and Willis go side by side through 10A. Andrew Willis goes wide. Great racing. Thank you, GT4 drivers. Amazing to go 2 wide, 2 rows deep. But what happened to Hopper and Willis there? Hopper just stays out of Justin's way, sacrificing his own battle with Willis, knowing that he'll be able to tuck back in as this Porsche train goes through. Great shots. Thanks, Adam. That was fun to watch.
So with that battle going, it looks like Bloom lost a couple of tenths there. He was within 0.7. Now he's fallen back to 1.5. So, like I said, Phillips keeps putting a car between him and Bloom, only making this chance a better. Phillips might be catching him in a better spot and leaving Josh Bloom at the drive. He gets a little sideways there. Definitely had to catch that one.
That was close.
You saw the dust kick up everything. He had to keep that wheel pointing the direction he wanted to go and gas out of it. But he is full charge now. He's got a win right in front of him. He's got 5 laps to do it. Same car, same manufacturer. These guys are rerunning very similar times. Right now, Bloom has got Phillips by about 1/10 of a second. 125.108 to Bloom's 125.007. So putting the bond number up tonight, looking to catch up with his Mercedes. See if he can get his second win of the. No, I'm sorry, not the second win of the season.
Yeah, I think he won.
Josh Bloom did have a win. That's right. So Josh Bloom and Travis Rowe, both of them are overall winners. But we see Daniels coming in now. Pits. These guys might not have to be able to make it. If you see these guys coming in.
Coming in for a splash and dash. Our leaders stay out. So the Porsches seem to be gas guzzlers, although Justin Thaler stayed out.
That is interesting to say the least. The guy's got 4.5 minutes left of race time. And you're seeing Porsches come through. That means they're about 3 laps short. So we'll see. I can't see what lap, the pit laps on that 40. So these guys are in the pits now.
48. Yeah.
48.
48. So Daniels rejoins 3 spots back. Oh, 2 spots back. Only lost 2 spots, so he came in for a quick splash.
So Daniels hit on the same lap as Jason Phillips at lap 48. It's going to be interesting to see how much more fuel that Porsche used up compared to Jason Phillips. Wonder if he's going to. Oh, I thought he was going to dive in right there.
Great point.
I don't know, man. We'll see how close these guys are going to be pushing it. Hopefully Phillips can get as much draft as he can. Not sure if he wants to see a car pull out of the way.
3 minutes, 30 seconds to go. So it's at least this lap and 2 more, I think. Minute and a half a lap. This one in 1 more for green, and then the white, and then finish that lap. So if Josh Bloom is going to do it, let's do it now.
This is the dangerous part too. You get that car is a lot lighter now. A lot lighter cars, and they're going to be catching more air if they could collect some more curbs. So Josh Bloom within half a second. We'll see if we can get him in the car right with Bloom as we watch this catch up in front of us.
Yeah, there's lap cars.
Him and Phillips. So
there's Jason Phillips, your leader. And there's Bloom. All right, so if you're Josh Bloom, what are you thinking here besides I got this lap and 1 more? This lap and 2 more.
I mean, you have Phillips come up to these guys right now. The chicane, that's not an optimal spot that Phillips wants to reach these guys. So he's going to maybe get lucky here in the front stretch. And
do they have enough fuel?
That too. We'll see. Phillips is not. They're not diving in.
Phillips does have traffic up ahead, so that's going to help him in the fast parts, help him with the tow, but it's not going to help him because he'll be the first to catch up to him. Let's see if they get to turn 5 together. Here's turn 3. Jason Phillips everybody's been in their car for an hour and 35 minutes plus. It's coming down to these last 2 laps. Can you believe that after an hour and 40 minutes, we are still within
half a second, as you were trying to say? I think your mic might have cut off there, but I mean, these guys are putting up just like they do in the endurance series. You'll come down to a 24-hour race, and you'll have cars separated by less than a second. As you see, Jason Phillips getting hounded now. Bloom is within half a second now. He's in the draft. He's got the double draft with Thaler being in front of him, so he's getting extra pickup there. You see the time just slowly, the interval gapping is getting slowly closer together. You got
Do
lots of
they have
people
enough?
coming to
Oh,
pitch now.
yes, Justin Thaler. Oh, Jason Phillips tried to pop out. Justin Thaler, I'm not sure if he was trying to avoid, but that plays a factor. Josh Bloom takes advantage to see if Jason Phillips can do a double crossover. But Jason Phillips tries to pop out, makes a move just a little too late. The double crossover does not work.
That's it. White flag. These guys are not going to the pits. They're going to race it all the way out. Here's a pass for the turn in the chicane with that double draft going. And then Phillips having the trouble with Justin Thaler popping out a little too late. Collecting the back of the Porsche, sending Thaler into the wall. That's going to be a hard one to swallow for Thaler. He was having a good race tonight. Here it is. So Phillips right now, he's on the hunt now. This is kind of the position I don't want to be in. Because being the car in front, you don't know what the guy behind you is going to do if he's going to take a door. I mean, we could see the same incident we had last season. Jason Phillips is well closer to Hubbard. Hubbard sent it really late, and these guys are much closer than Hubbard and Bauer were. You see all that gravel, all the debris on the side of the track from the extra rubber of the 40 minutes of racing. Phillips does not get the best line coming out there. Luckily for him, he's got a big toe zone here, so this is going to be one of those moments. You watch the time right now, the interval is slowly dwindling down, 46, 45, 44. He might be further out than Hubbard was. We'll see the dive in coming in the last turns. Not able to make it. Still not able to make it. Is Phillips going to be able to take the hard inside? Josh Bloom's going to do it again. Come back from 4 seconds down, 1 tire stop, 6 seconds down to go take the overall win in front of Jason Phillips. Brian Coxon still coming back, trying to finish P3. Does so there. Travis Rowe with a good finish as well, coming back to finish P4 after his last race win. So Josh Bloom, first person to win 2 races. Travis Rowe getting a good position in P4. Jesse Coffey coming up P5. There's Justin Glickner finishing off P6. Good finish for Justin tonight. Ian Bacchus is going to go ahead and get the win tonight for the amateurs. Gives himself a couple positions between himself and Dan Gish and Cal Guru, Albert Williams. Here's Ian Bacchus right here, your amateur winner for the night. Gets a nice jump on the rest of the field. Puts himself between puts 3 pros in between him and the rest of his amateur series. So it's a nice big point for jump there. I see 1 car in the wall. I'm not sure if that was an actual car on track that hasn't finished yet. That was Taylor Montague. He hasn't finished. Taylor Montague on the last lap, getting it wrong. How did this go down? Just collects too much dirt trying to chase down Nicholas Calgrew. Gets it wrong, tries to save it, overcorrects, and then blammo right into the bridge. Just chunks the front of that Mercedes off. Loses the hood in the process. Gets a pug-looking hood. And here we are. We have him in the booth tonight. Tonight's pro race winner, Joshua Bloom, with the overall win on the last lap. Josh, how did that come down to that? I mean, we saw you guys. I thought you guys were going to run out of fuel, but you were able to hang on to it.
Yeah, we kind of calculated at the end. I think Jason and I both took the exact same amount of fuel on the last stint, so it ended up being a really close race the whole time. I guess it kind of evened out. I got blocked pretty hard by blue flags out of the pits, and then I just hung in there, dug deep, put in some insane lap times at the end, and then at the end he just made that small little error, which allowed me to take the win.
Yeah, it was tough to see that. I mean, I know he was trapped in the back of Justin Taylor for the straightaway. He popped out just the wrong second, just a half second too late, and unfortunately slowed him and hurt Justin Taylor up. But I mean, you were closing every time you come out of the pits and you were behind him. You would slowly start inching your way there, so we knew you had the speed to make up for him, and you were able to take that for the victory.
Yeah, I had really good pace. I honestly didn't think I would even podium this race based on the practice sessions, and I had insane race pace for some reason. And I was going to take the overall lead, and I spun out of the pits off of the first stint, down at the bottom
Okay.
of the S's. I did not take a left rear tire, which really cost me there, but um, I knew if I just kind of hung in there that my race pace was consistently about 3 or 4 tenths faster than everyone else, which was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see you out there tonight. You've had, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, like, we were able to see you back there at 5 or 6 of the last season, but now you're starting to come through and you're starting to find yourself in the top part of the field for the most of the race now. And it's looking good out there, man. You put a good race tonight. You had a good showing. I don't think you fell very far down out of fourth place, I believe, even with that little spin there. So you had a good race tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you, not next week. I think you guys are off next week. Am I correct?
Yes, I believe next week is an off week.
There you go. So then, you're your first double race winner for the season, and congratulations on that. We look forward to seeing you get some more points here.
Just a quick apologies to Max Bauer. I had insane pace after I made that mistake, and I felt like I had to force a move. So I probably ruined the race for Max, but I think karma caught me a few times there. So I owe
Yeah.
him in one of these races. So keep an eye out for that.
All right, Max. Well, you heard it here. He knows what happened, and we look forward to getting the return favor coming up in a couple races. All right, that was your race winner, Joshua Bloom, coming in for the overall race win tonight, having himself a good night. We'll see if we can get Ian Bakaitis to come down here. There he is. Ian Bakaitis, our overall race winner for the amateurs. How are you doing tonight, Ian?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well. I mean, you had a good race tonight. We saw you put yourself between three pros between you and the rest of the field, so you had a nice jump on those guys. Looking forward to seeing what it's going to do for the amateur standings. But how did you
Yeah.
feel about tonight's race?
Tonight's race was pretty good. Towards the end, the car got a little slippery, but I was still making it work.
Yeah, I mean, you got long run those tires, and the cars get a lot lighter. Are you able to do just a two stop?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, we saw a couple of cars. I believe the Porsches were running lower because we saw a lot of people come in that were on Porsches, and they kind of dropped up field as well. Nice to see you up here. James is trying to work hard to get his Discord working. He's having technical troubles with this, so I'm trying to see if you got any questions. James, you got any questions you want to shoot in the Discord? Not getting anything now. Well, how you feel about the endurance race?
It was good overall. I kind of have a giant hole in my left foot, so it was kind of starting to really kill me at the end. But it was just a good result overall. Um, really good race.
Oh man, you should just join the Cup cars. We don't have to use our left foot so much.
Oh, nah, I'm not about that oval racing.
James says he'd like to know more about your foot hole.
Oh yeah. So I had a I can't remember exactly what it was. A plantar's wart, and instead of going to a dermatologist, which I probably should have, I decided to just start cutting it out. And
Oh
let me tell you
man.
what, you should probably go to a dermatologist.
Yeah, I had one of those too on my thumb area, like near my knuckle, and I used the old bandit thing where they put the bandage with the ointment on it. Slowly over time would just fall off after I kept picking it. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
uh that's definitely worth seeing a doctor for. But man, you toughed it out and just use the old pick it off yourself reason.
yeah.
All right, well, congratulations on your amateur victory tonight. Look forward to seeing how you jump up in the standings there. We look forward to racing with you 2 weeks from now.
Thank you, thank you. I look forward to the next race.
All right, you guys. That was Ian Bacaitis, your amateur race winner for tonight. Um, James is having himself a hard time connecting, so I'll go ahead and sign us off here. This is a Midwest Motorsports. The QR code right there takes you to all the things of racing we have all week between the cool down lap on Mondays. You have GT3, GT4 series. I'm sorry, on Tuesdays. You have trucks on Friday, Xfinities on Saturday, and the Cup cars on Sundays. Don't forget to tune in this Friday. We're going back to the oval racing with the trucks. So we're there in the chase right now, about midway through it, coming towards the end of it. And yeah, we are off next week. No racing for Tuesday for the GT3s, GT4s again. Sorry. So be sure to tune in next time on Friday, and then we'll have the cool down lap on Monday. So from James J, my co-host or my coach partner tonight, we got Adam Sonek who ran excellent camps for us tonight, and we had Joshua Watts doing the race directing. I'm Aaron Horwood, and I'm signing off for James tonight. And remember, he always says you guys stay in your lane.